Once upon a time, there was a small village named Greenfield, situated on the edge of a dense, mysterious forest. In this village lived children who loved to play together and embark on adventures. One day, the children decided to organize a treasure hunt in the forest. They knew there was an old tower there that had been abandoned for centuries and was rumored to contain a valuable treasure. Emma, Jake, Max, and Sarah were best friends and decided to search for the treasure together. They met at the edge of the forest, each with a backpack full of supplies and a map they had drawn themselves. The map led them deep into the forest, where the old tower stood. When they reached the tower, they were faced with a huge, heavy wooden door. "How are we going to open this?" asked Emma. Max, who always carried a toolbox, took out a screwdriver and began working on the hinges. After a few minutes, he managed to open the door, and the children stepped inside. Inside the tower, it was dark and cool. The only light came from narrow windows, through which sparse light streamed. Sarah, who had a flashlight, turned it on and carefully led the group up the stairs. They climbed higher and higher until they finally reached a large room. In the middle of the room stood an old chest, secured with a heavy chain. "The treasure must be in there," Jake exclaimed excitedly. But the chain seemed indestructible. Sarah remembered an old story she had heard: "To open the chest, we need the key, which is hidden somewhere in the tower." The children began searching the room. Emma discovered an old, dusty carpet and rolled it up. Underneath, they found a small trapdoor. "Maybe the key is hidden down there," said Max and opened the trapdoor. Below it, a steep staircase led down into the darkness. Jake and Max descended the stairs while Emma and Sarah stayed above to search for more clues. In the basement, the boys found an old desk with a dusty box on it. Jake opened the box, and inside, as they had hoped, was a small, silver key. Joyfully, they ran back up the stairs. But when they opened the chest, they found no treasure inside, only a letter. The letter read, "The true treasure is not gold or silver. The true treasure is friendship and the ability to work together." The children were initially disappointed, but then they remembered how they had overcome all obstacles together to get there. Sarah thoughtfully said, "Maybe the letter is more valuable than we thought. We helped each other and were strong as a team." The others nodded in agreement. As they left the tower, they decided to share their discovery with the other children in the village. They told everyone about their adventure and how important it is to work together and trust each other. The story quickly spread throughout the village, and soon the children of Greenfield planned many more adventures, constantly proving how strong they could be together. A few weeks later, the children decided to host a big festival in the village. They wanted to celebrate what they had learned, that friendship and teamwork are the greatest treasures one can have. They decorated the village square with colorful garlands and lights, and everyone brought something to make the festival an unforgettable event. On the evening of the festival, the children recounted their story once more in front of all the villagers. "We learned that we can achieve anything together," said Emma proudly. "It doesn't matter how difficult the task is. If we stick together and support each other, we are invincible." The villagers applauded enthusiastically and were proud of the children. They now understood that the moral of the story went far beyond the treasure hunt. It was about valuing and nurturing the virtues of friendship, collaboration, and trust. From that day on, the children and even the adults in Greenfield always remembered the lessons they had learned. They helped each other whenever needed, thus strengthening the village community. Whether it was building a new tree house, solving a difficult math problem, or standing by a sick friend, they did it together. And so the children of Greenfield lived happily and contentedly, always knowing that the true treasure is not made of gold and silver, but of the priceless power of friendship and the magic of teamwork.